Hello everyone, this is Nina. I'm your host for this channel, The Nina Project. Now, if you remember last week, we went over the first law of the 30-day growth plan. And I'm going to go over the first law, what I took from the video and what I really liked about it. Then I'm going to give you some points on how to keep your intention, because the first law was the law of intentionality, on how to keep your intention, how to set an intention for yourself. And then lastly, we're going to go over the second law. Okay. So what I really liked about this law, and it stayed with me, was you cannot grow if you don't have an intention. Yes, things will change and evolve, but you will just change. That's why after 30, 40, 50 years, people come to it and they're like, what happened to my life? Because they didn't have an intention, right? And if you don't set an intention, you will wake up every day and you just do what you're supposed to do. But there's no rhythm to it, right? So I really like that, because without an intention, things just will happen. But it won't happen the way exactly you wanted it to happen, and you won't evolve with it, right? Now, if you have a team, just go over all the questions with your team. It's really good. This is the first law, and there's a reason the first law is the law of intentionality, because it brings you to today, to your moment, and you realize what are the things that you want to do. Now, I'm going to give you 4 points on how to set an intention and how to keep your intention for you every day. Number 1 is know when to have what kind of an intention, right? When you go to work, you have a different intention than when you go out with your friends, than when you're with your family, than when you're with your spouse, right? Or when you go to the movies. Every day, anything you do, the events that happen in your life, have a certain intention for it, right? Maybe you go to work and your intention is just to get it done and go home. Then you go out with your friends, your intention is just to have a good time, forget about everything. Then you go home to your family, your intention is to be more involved, or to spend more time with your kids or with your spouse, or, so set an intention for every event, right? And number 2 is you have to see that intention first. You have to feel it first, right? Really visualize it, right? And know that why you want to have that intention, because that way it's so much easier to go back to the intention if you're off of it for that day, right? So that's number 2. Just set an intention that you can really feel. It's something that you can do. And my suggestion, start from small, right? If your intention is to lose weight, maybe your first intention is, you know what? I'm going to become more aware of healthy options. I'm going to see what healthy options there are, right? Your second intention would be, you know what? I'm going to see how I can eat more of the healthier stuff, right? That brings me to number 3. Have one intention every day. You don't need to have 100, right? Now, you might go to different events during the day, different environments, call for different intentions, but just have one intention for that event. Once that intention becomes a habit and you see it and you don't need to think about it, and every day intentionally have that intention, then you can move on to the second intention, but build upon one intention after another, right? And the 4th one is every time you're off, just realize that you had an intention at the beginning of the day and bring yourself back. It's like kind of coming back to center, right? So if you don't have an intention, it's kind of like a train that is going on a rail, and it's just like, you don't know where it's going to go. Is it going to go this way? Is it going to go that way? Is it just going to stop? Is it going to fall off the cliff? So when you have an intention, you can just bring yourself back to center and just be on the intention that you set for yourself every day, right? So these are my 4 points for how to keep your intention every day and how to go through the law of intentionality, right? The second one is the law of awareness. I'm going to post the link for this PDF and the link for the video if I can, and you guys can go over it. Look, this is all the notes that I took for the law of awareness and the law of intentionality. And then I transferred everything to a notebook because I couldn't really fit everything here. But I really like the law of awareness, and it makes sense that the first one is the law of intentionality, because when you have an intention, you come to awareness. You become aware of what you're doing, why you're doing it, what's going on, what are the choices that you make, what is it that you really want, right? So this is the second law. Let's go over the second law. Subscribe to my channel, help me grow this channel, let's help each other grow together. And please, write down what you got from the law of intentionality, if it helped you, and the law of awareness. And I will see you next week. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.